Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Friday, June 14th, 2019. This is my post-market wrap-up, and as you can see, I'm in a little better mood today. It's the truth. I really am, because you and I really feel like this. We are making a positive difference in the world. I mean it, and I want to cover a bunch of things with you. Let's start off with the markets as usual. More or less, as I outlined this morning, stocks were range bound. Nothing major happened in this market to the upside or to the downside. Stocks did finish lower across the board fractionally. All right, no surprise to any of you that follow this blog at least. Let's move on to why I'm in kind of a good mood right now. And I mean this, people. United we stand. United we stand. I want to cover some things with you. So let's start off with this. We found this out this morning. So we understand this is just so obvious. And it seems like this is why we're making a difference. The world, for the most part, understands that this was a false flag event. Meant to be a means to an end. We'll talk more about that. But this is a statement here from the United Nations Security Council, okay? So, the United Nations Security Council will hold consultations on the situation in the Gulf. Now, it seems that the Security Council here they're not buying the narrative from Secretary Pompeo at this point, and I'm happy to say that because people are in an uproar right now. And I talked to hundreds of people today and heard from maybe a couple of thousand from my blogs. Everyone's saying the same thing. False flag, nonsense, garbage. I mean, of course, there are some out there that want to, kill people, no matter what. But no, we are making a difference. We're banding together. We're getting this information out here. And I just thank God that I have this platform. And, because all of you are here with me, we are making a difference, the truth. So I think sincerely with what we're seeing now, a military strike on Iran would face a substantial backlash, since not just from we the people, because it's all about us, but again, nations around the world are starting to doubt the evidence that has been put forward. Are you kidding me? This video is a joke. It's an absolute joke. And I'm not, look, something did happen out there, but I don't know who did it. Was it Iran? I can't say it was or wasn't. Me personally, I don't think they had anything to do with it whatsoever. So let's move forward a little bit. So, I said this too. You remember yesterday I explained to you that they have to quickly assign blame. Well, Secretary Pompeo comes out and the president right there with him, blaming Iran. This was a setup. This was a setup here. And I think if we, the people, did not band together and unite against this, who knows? Maybe tonight. Some people are writing to me that believe we're still going to strike Iran. I said yesterday that maybe, there'll be some kind of divine intervention here. Maybe we got that. We all banded together. We got this out there, this news. We share these videos. We share our ideas. And people are waking up. This is not the world of the 1960s or the 70s or even the 80s. I mean, this is a completely different animal. And people aren't as stupid as the powers that be want us all to believe they are. I found this, and I want to, in fact, I'm going to place a link to this tweet in the description of this video. Let me say this. I always give credit where credit is due. It's the truth. Our president, years ago, and even during the campaign, he did put light on a lot of what we're seeing now. Wars, expansion of wars, exploding global debts, overvalued markets. He even exposed corporate crime during his career. He tried to bring this to light. So let's give the man some credit where credit is due. I don't know who's in the White House now, and I did a little write-up on Steam, like a body double thing. he changed. I think he has been compromised in some way. I'm not saying by the Russians. I just think he changed. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe the real powers that be got to him. But this was a warning here. And I'm going to read this to you. This is a tweet. The date of this tweet is November 14th, 2011. If you want to see it yourself, again, I'm going to place it in the description of this video. At Real Donald Trump, November 14, 2011, Barack Obama will attack Iran in the not-so-distant future because it will help him win the election. History is kind of repeating itself here in a lot of ways. You remember the big, fat, ugly bubble that was the stock market at that time under Obama. Now it's no longer a bubble. You remember how the president, during the campaign, I mean, as right can be, he explained that the Federal Reserve was propping up the stock market to make Obama look good. That doesn't matter anymore. This tweet doesn't matter anymore. I mean, we're really seeing a lot of parallels, which are somewhat frightening. There's no doubt about it. So let's move forward a little bit. Morgan Stanley comes out with a report today, and I'm going to read this to you. This is Morgan Stanley. Business conditions are at their worst level since the 2008 financial crisis. I think for the most part, we all understand that. It's no secret. Look, our economy is in free fall. The bond market is flashing red all over the place like you can't possibly believe. Now, I found something else I think you're going to find a little bit interesting. Why the United States is turning our military machine at Iran. And I wasn't even aware of this, embarrassingly. It's the truth, but I am now. I'm going to make you all aware of it. In April of last year, Iran made a switch in reporting their foreign currency reserves. They decided not to report them in dollars. They decided to report them in euros. Understand, this is a direct threat to the petrodollar. The enforcement arm of the Federal Reserve, because of the petrodollar, is the United States military. That's who enforces the law of the Federal freaking dog shit reserve. It's the truth. And they'll kill whoever they got to kill to make sure that the dollar remains the world reserve currency. I mean, we fought the entire Vietnam War for that. Every single life that was lost on every side was simply to establish a fiat monetary system and the petrodollar. It's the most evil thing in the history of the world. Let me go on a little further here. In fact, I'm going to just read this to you. This is a tweet I put out earlier today. I'm going to read it verbatim. With now historic levels of negative yielding debt globally, that's the truth. We now have more debt yielding negative in human history. We've never seen anything like it. The real price of gold at a minimum. Now, this is my opinion. You can have yours. This is based on, I'm only basing it against one thing, and that is the negative yielding debt around the world. It's a historic high. In my opinion, the price of gold should be at least $4,000 an ounce, and with regard to silver, at least $350 an ounce. Again, you believe what you want to, and I know there are a lot of people that aren't going to get it, but how could these assets, these hard assets you can hold in your hand that have held value for thousands of years in this environment of negative yielding debt, historic levels of, be at the prices they're at now? And what do we know? We can expect, people, negative yielding debt on a global scale to explode higher in this environment of propping everything up. I'll tell you, that's what really scares me the most about, seeing an escalation of war or anything along those lines. Can you believe, I just have to say this, let me close out of this real quick. It's laughable. The footage that was released of apparently Iran removing mines from ships that they put these mines on. I mean, it's a suicide mission, number one. Number two, did you see the video? I posted it earlier. I posted it yesterday. It's a joke. It looks like it could have been made years ago. Probably was. You can't make out a damn thing, and they're using this as proof. You've got to be kidding me. You know, we have satellites that could read newspaper print from orbit. All right? And you're trying to tell me this is the best that they can do to try to convince us? And earlier today, even after the outcry around the world that this was a false flag event, that the United Nations Security Council is saying, hold on a moment, President Trump came out again, pointing his finger at Iran. He obviously wants war. He understands what he said about Barack Obama wanting to get elected by inciting a war with Iran. It's the same thing for him right now. He wants this war. There's no doubt about it. I don't think he's going to get it in this. If he does, if we were to hit Iran right now with the outcry that is going on, global outcry, it would not look good for him. It would not look, it won't. I don't think, maybe I'm wrong here. I just can't imagine it would look good in this environment right now. I would love to hear your opinion. Do you think if President Trump were to hit Iran right now, in this environment, again, public outcry, nations around the world saying, hold on a minute, the UN Security Council saying, wait a minute here, we're not buying it. So they can do whatever they want to. And for all I know, they're going to hit Iran tonight, which would be a crime against humanity, in my view, and a lie of truly epic proportions. Maybe it would cause Trump to lose the election, because this is just stupid. This has gone absolutely full retard. Am I allowed to say that? Full retard. That's what this is. With that said, I'm going to let you all go with my usual. People, look, let's just try to remember that united we stand. United we stand. Divided we will fall. There's no doubt about it. We have got to come together. Do not let them divide us. We are not each other's enemies. People, love each other, care about each other, and be charitable, truly. With that said, I'm not sure when this weekend I'm going to do a Marcus A Look Ahead segment. I'll get one out over the weekend at one point. Share this video if you think it's important, please. And I'm going to leave you off with one more thing. This guy loves you. I mean it with all I got. And I'll see you sometime over the weekend. Be safe, everybody.